Welcome to Let's Talk About It, a podcast about leadership development brought to you by the Lesniak Institute for American Leadership. We are a nonprofit located in Union, New Jersey. We are a part of Kane University here at the STEM building. We are your hosts. My name is Felipe. This is Claudia, and this is Kevin. I am the executive director of the Lesniak Institute. Been executive director for almost 8 months now. I majored here at Kane with public administration, and I got my master's in public administration as well. I really wanted to get into the public sector and the nonprofit part of the world, and I'm really glad that I have the opportunity to be the executive director of such an awesome organization.
My name is Kevin Gonzalez. I am the media specialist here at the Lesniak Institute, and I've been working here for about 2 years now. I really love taking pictures and documenting history as we, work on with these nonprofit organizations and also helping pass the legislation here in New Jersey.
I'm Claudia Brontes. I am the PR and social media specialist here, and I am also a recent graduate from Kane. I graduated with my degree in communications, and I specialized in public relations.
Yeah, so a little bit about the Lesniak Institute. So our main mission is to really develop the next generation of leaders here in the United States. We do primarily focus on college students and young adults. Since we are located at a university, it is our main audience. We interact with students every day. And we also hire interns year-round through the spring, the fall, and the summer. So if you're interested in internship, you can hit us up. So some of the ways that we develop the next generation of leaders, I would say, is we partner with grassroots organizations that are similar to our causes, like animal welfare groups, social justice groups, criminal justice groups, environmental protection groups. And through our partners, we find bills that they're advocating for, and we give them the resources and the tools that they need in order to successfully get the bill from stage one all the way to the finish line and signed by Governor Phil Murphy. So let me ask you a question.
Yes, Felipe.
So what makes the Institute so much different than other nonprofits in New Jersey?
This is a really good question, Felipe. What makes us different from other nonprofits? I believe one of our strengths here at the Institute is that we are a young team, and because we are also developing the next leaders here at Kane, we understand, and not only that, besides understanding, but also you and Claudia are graduates here at Kane, and especially you work hand to hand with other nonprofits here at the inside Kane, and it really gives us that perspective on that young audience. And because every year we transition into new trends and there's stuff that's going on, we still feel related to what other young people want to advocate for. And the future is all about the next generation, and they're the ones who are gonna take the lead on how we want to shape New Jersey and also the United States. Therefore, I feel that makes us different in a way that we really understand the young audience.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, some of the ways we do that is through our internships. Actually, Claudia was an intern over the summer.
I was right after I graduated.
Yeah, Claudia, can you tell us a little bit about the internship, how it benefited your career, and really how you are adapting to your new position at the Institute?
Yeah, my internship was definitely unique. I got very close with the other interns and obviously with Felipe and Kevin. I was really able to implement a lot of my ideas into the Institute and really work on the social media with Kevin, who was running it at the time. It was really cool to be able to put all of my ideas into the Institute and see them come to life and really be creative about it. I was always pushed to be more creative and, less corporate, less held back, and really just kind of let my ideas flow. And it didn't really matter how big or how crazy the ideas were, we always found a way to do them. And I thought that benefited me a lot because now I'm definitely not reserved in my role. I'm very out there. I'm very comfortable in coming up with new ideas and really voicing my opinions on stuff. So it's definitely helped me transition really well into this role. And knowing the team and how the institute works so deeply, even from like an intern standpoint and then to like full time, I really like see the whole institute for what it is.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, like something you mentioned was that you kind of take on challenges head on. And that's kind of what we try to teach here at the Institute. And I think that culture that we have at the Institute really stems from our president / founder, former Senator Raymond J. Lesniak. So a little history about the Institute. We were founded in 2018. Senator Lesniak was in the Senate for a very long time. And once he retired, he didn't just sit down and relax. He actually decided to start this organization. And with the help of former President Dr. Ferrari, we got an office here at the STEM building. And really, the Institute is just an extension of Senator Lesniak's work. I mean, we all know Senator Lesniak. Do you have any memories about Senator Lesniak that really like stick out to you?
Senator Lesniak, he's an amazing person when you really get to know him. Not only he's really down to earth, and he has a great sense of comedy.
Yeah, I love his comment.
I love his jokes. But not only that, it's one thing that you gotta understand about Senator Lesniak is that he is passionate about what he does and what he believes in. And that really motivates you to also chip in to do your part, on the things that you believe in. But one of my favorite memories from working with Lesniak is doing the March for Our Lives rally, in which we marched together with other nonprofit organizations, and it's him taking the lead that day. Like, he was a spearhead, basically, of the
It was
whole
like
march.
to stop gun violence, right?
Yes. So yeah, it was. We did it. We did it for a cause, but also, we brought all these organizations together. It's the NAACP, Moms Demand Action, and among others, and other regular citizens just coming in to march with us as well, like teachers. It was amazing. That's my best memory that I have working with him.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been here less than a year, but I already have amazing memories of him too. I mean, like you mentioned, his sense of humor is really unique and really second to none. But his leadership, his passion, he's really so wise, and I really do appreciate his leadership. Claudia.
He is really wise. I remember like every time, well, when I was an intern, and to seeing last semester's interns, just the way that he interacts with all of us is really unique because being, a senator, a past senator, and obviously the president of this organization, you would think that he would be so much above all of us, but he really took the time to ask us like what our passions were, what we wanted to do with life, and he never kind of turned us down for what we said. He was always very encouraging with that and even gave advice for some of us on it, which is actually really, really cool.
So, question for everybody here. What was your favorite event so far that you've had, that you experienced at the Lesniak Institute? We'll start with Claudia.
Yeah, I've been here probably the least amount of time. Honestly, I'm gonna say Operation Santa, the one we just did. Just seeing how the whole event came to life, like through the planning process, through all of the social media work, through all of the fun videos, to shopping for the kids and weeks of wrapping for them, just being able to have that event and seeing how happy they were to be there was very satisfying. And it really didn't have anything to do with, legislation. It didn't really have anything to do with leadership. It was really just out of the kindness of our hearts. And those events always mean so much to me. But I am very excited for this year's gala. I think that's an event that I'm really excited to, accomplish and see through.
So Operation Santa, it's been happening for 20 plus years, and we actually found out recently how it originated. So apparently, it started at the post office. They would get like list of kids from, you know, like social services, and then they would just give the gifts to the post office, and the post office would mail it out to the kids. But the post office stopped doing that, so it actually became like an actual Lesniak Institute event, and we kind of took it over. And this year was the biggest one in its history.
Yeah, with what, 110 kids, over 100 kids that we helped.
Yeah, there was over 110 kids, and at the actual event, there was probably close to 200 people. And we were able to feed every single person, and every single kid was able to get a gift. The unique thing about the Operation Santa compared to other toy drives is that most of the kids are getting gifts ranging from like $50 to $75, which at other toy drives, that's not really heard of. And I like a memory that I have from that event is just, you know, while passing out the gifts, just how happy the kids were.
Yeah, because all of the gifts are personalized too. Like all of the children tell us what they want, or an idea of what they want, and we try our best to make that happen.
Yeah. I remember one girl specifically came up to me, and she told me that she wasn't expecting a gift this year from Santa, and like she was so happy, and her mom was like thanking me, and she was just like, "You just made my whole Christmas," and it was so sweet. And she was talking to me in Spanish, so it was even cuter. And I was just like, "Oh, like this is why we do this," and that just made like all the planning, like you were mentioning, the wrapping. I know we were having some trouble with the wrapping,
So much wrapping.
and it made honestly everything worth it. Well, it's a institute event that really sticks out to you the past year.
Well, for the year of 2023, the one that stays in my heart is the day that we went to advocate for Ukrainian children in Washington, D.C. That day, we went to meet with other organizations to advocate and to also talk about the latest news and what's happening, you know, with the orphans in Ukraine. Not only that, but also they shared good stories with me, and among themselves, they shared the stories about their children, what are they going through right now, and how they really want to, you know, for the families to get together, because and I know the war is going on, it's all the way to 2024, and these children just want to go home and they want to see their families. And for those who don't know about what's happening with the Ukrainian children, is that they're still these orphans, they're still separated, and they're still stuck in a pipeline. And the latest talk with legislation, it's do you remember what happened with
I know there was a new bill introduced to try to get the Ukrainian orphan system to start running again, but I'm pretty sure that the Ukrainian president, you know, he's really focused on the war, obviously, that's happening in his country. So I don't think that is something that has passed yet. But what I do know is that it's been almost 2 years since the parents have seen their kids.
yeah.
Almost 2 years since the parents have seen their kids.
Absolutely crazy.
When you really hear the stories that they had to share, it's quite shocking.
And you know what's crazy? That if some of them are of age, they get sent to Ukraine to go to the war. Wow. The orphans, yeah. Some of them are getting sent back to Ukraine to fight in the war because of their age. Others are being sent to countries around the world like Italy, Romania, and basically from what we heard, the testimonies, they're being mistreated. And honestly, it says that kids are being held in refugee camps in foreign countries where no one speaks their language. They're not getting a lot of food. They're not getting a lot of water. And some of them have even reported being assaulted. So
That's super sad. And it's really sad for like the families here in America. Like they were adopted, like they were ready to be welcomed into like forever families. And it's just sad that they're separated and, you know, really mistreated right now because of the war. And, you know, nobody is really able to do anything about it. So yeah, it's just really sad.
We got into a meeting with like federal legislators, and we were in a meeting with like 50 people, and like 45 of them were parents, and 2 of them were from like the the state house or DC, and it was just so empowering to see like the families really stick up for their kids and really want this to move forward. If somebody wants to learn more about what's happening with the Ukrainian orphans, you can go to ukrainecare300.org. Ukraine Care 300 is a coalition of parents and different organizations that are really trying to get these Ukrainian orphans back to their families.
What about you, Felipe? What is your favorite event outside from Operation Center?
Oh, okay. My favorite event outside of Operation Santa would probably have to be every visit to the State House.
Why?
One,
Why is that?
yeah. So there's a lot of reasons. The first reason I would say, I just like the road trip with you guys. It's fun, like listening to music, jamming out, and going downstairs. I mean downstairs, going downstate, and just like knowing we're going to like make a difference somewhere. The second thing I really like about it is I like seeing like the government in action. I like how the committee hearings they allow the public to come and talk, and you can hear from both sides whether it's for or against the bill. You can hear the testimonies of the people who are being directly affected by it, and every time we go, I always learn something new. I always meet someone new, and I always enjoy the experience. So that's definitely something that.
Let's talk about what happens inside when people go testify in front of the legislators. Is it accessible to the public?
You can fill out a slip when you get there, and you can just write your name down, and you say you want to testify. Then you give the slip to the people that are working the whole thing, and then they call your name, and you sit down, and you're in front of the whole committee. So you're sitting down at a table. The whole committee's in front of you. You have a microphone. You turn your microphone on. You give your testimony, and they might ask you questions about your testimony, or they might just say, thank you for sharing, and move on to the next person. So. It is really awesome.
I want to see you, Claudia, testifying in front of our legislators and be like, "Hey, I advocate for the forest."
I advocate for the trees. I am the Lorax, actually, in disguise,
Kind of look like him.
without the mustache. Okay, I have a question for you two.
Tell me.
So the Institute does a lot of different things, and we do a lot of different things with the Institute. How would you describe your jobs here?
So I would describe my job as being, I guess, I'm around a lot of creative people, so I understand my role in the organization is not really to, like think of like content for like our social media or like videos, because I already have amazing people to do that. I'd rather like focus on my strengths, which I think my strengths are sort of just keeping like us on the right path and making sure like we all get there together. I think I love my job, honestly. I'm really happy with where I am, and working with Claudia and Kevin is amazing. Having the leadership of Senator Lesniak is also great. Meeting new interns every semester, I always look forward to that. And being part of the university, of being part of Kane, I love the direction that the university is heading with the guidance of Dr. Repollet. And I really think this is only the beginning for the university and for the Lesniak Institute. So I'm really happy where I am.
And so, how about you, Kevin?
My job is very creative. I really enjoy a creative space in the sense that with how technology is moving, you kind of have to keep up, and making videos, taking photos, and I have the liberty to document history as it happens, from our visits to Trenton to going events and making events like Operation Santa. I get to see a lot of stories at the same time. I get to hear testimonials from people, from what is happening around the communities to also seeing the the change in New Jersey, and I get to witness this. So I'm more of a um I am I am a third person viewer in a book. If New Jersey and history is a book, I am the I'm witnessing things as it happens, and that's what I like about my job is that I get to document all this. And yeah, we have so much fun here at the institute. We when we have our interns, we try to also keep a harmonious work environment.
Yeah, and we'll have some of our interns on so they know we're not just making this up, so they could hear it from themselves.
It really when we are here at the office, it's a bliss.
It's definitely a unique work environment working here. I don't know much about like other nonprofits and how they operate, but obviously like we don't really have desks here. Like we're not like always like secluded. We're very open with each other and we constantly bounce off ideas. So it's definitely different from a normal like work environment.
Mm-hmm. So talking about the podcast, what do you guys think what do you guys think about the future of the podcast? What do you guys think why do you think the people should tune in to our podcast?
You want to go first or you want me to go?
I'll go first. You should definitely tune in because we're going to be having a lot of really cool guests on for a lot of different areas. Obviously, the Lesniak Institute covers many different causes and many different areas of life, and especially with leadership development. I think that we're going to be having some very influential people come on and talk to us and give a lot of really good advice. I know our Senator Lesniak is going to be coming on, and he is a blast to talk to. So even just listening to that episode is going to be really helpful to you or to anybody listening. I know it'll definitely be helpful to us. I'm just excited because there's so much we can do with this. There's so many topics that we can address, and it's really depending on what we're doing, and we do so much. So,
Kevin?
This is the thing. This is a much needed podcast. I believe there is other advocacy podcasts, but this podcast, we're going to bring some influential people, but at the same time, we will talk about the topics that will make New Jersey a more humane state and more environmental friendly state. But also, we are going to talk about certain, aspects of justice. There's so many things that we can talk about and that it should be talked about. And that's why it's themed, Let's Talk About It. So I feel like this is a much needed podcast, and where we heading in the future, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, the reason why I'm excited for this podcast and why I think people should watch is because I think what we're doing at the Institute is so unique, and I think that everyone has to know. Like, everyone should know what we're doing here, and everyone should want to get involved with the Lesniak Institute.
I want to add something to that. It's not only like we do amazing things, but also I want other people to participate, people in the community to also send us messages, to send us the things that they think about, the things that should be done in New Jersey, and also making that space safe for other communities here in New Jersey or other advocates in the United States or all over the world. We should also open that space for them as well.
Yeah, the more people who listen and eventually reach out to us, like the more we can partner with. Because I know one of our past interns, he was very big into the environment, and he is restarting the community garden at Kane, and we're now partnering with them because of it. There are so many different things that we can expand on and so many people we can help just by more people listening and reaching out to us, which is going to be really awesome.
Yeah, so this is an open invite. If you're interested in being on the podcast and you want to talk about advocacy, leadership, or just something that you're passionate about and you want the world to know, hit us up. We really enjoyed talking to all of you, and I hope you enjoyed learning about the Lesniak Institute. Definitely stick around to the next episode where we will be having our president on, Senator Raymond J. Lesniak. And yeah, see ya.